All right, and we are off with this game one of your Virginia High School League Esports Rocket League Championship. And it looks like a big shot on goal by Frog Trash of Tab High School. Well, of course, we've been watching a lot of Tab High School today, and they've just continued to amaze us. But, you know, we have WBHS, who, unfortunately, we don't know as much about as casters, but have done a phenomenal job today and have come in as a very strong contender for this tournament.
Yeah. I was just going to say, we also know that they did upset the tournament favorites, at least for this Rocket League bracket. They almost had a reverse sweep earlier in the semifinals. That did, of course, happen on one of the alternate streams, but it definitely was a banger of a match. So I do expect these two teams to go at it for sure in this grand finals.
And, of course, we're seeing the very standard back and forth at this start to kind of gain each other's rhythms and understand how the gameplay is going to be. Though it does look like Tab is able to get a pretty early advantage, so they're keeping the ball mostly towards WBHS's goal, though not quite able to score on that open goal as it did bounce off of the vertical crossbar.
Yeah, and that was almost very awkward as well from WBHS. Deflected, just barely caught. Oh, nice demo from Kiwi. That's going to slow down some of this aggression.
And, of course, Dr. Kidneystone being such a huge part of setting up for this team's goals is going to make this next couple of plays a little bit harder until they can wait for him to come back. But they're still able to keep the ball on the WBHS side of the field. So this is looking pretty good for them so far, as they are still playing very aggressively, which has worked out for them well in all of their previous matches. With a little under 2 minutes having passed, we still haven't seen a goal yet, though a couple of very close attempts, and it's just a whiff by Kiwi, almost setting us up for one.
And that was a huge opportunity that was missed there by Kiwi. He was in a perfect spot, capitalized, just doesn't quite get in front of it.
And we see Frog with a big shot on goal to set up Shaka, who again comes in clutch with a phenomenal touch on the ball just to slam it into the goal and the bottom of it.
And that was a triple play right there, James. You saw the first bounce on into the second off the backboard, and then slams it in. And I mean, this synergy from these Tab players is just insane. I mean, we've seen it throughout the entire day, and they're continuing to show it in this grand finals.
And yeah, I mean, that's just a testament to their ability. You know, you've got to be a little bit tired at this point. This is your third match of the day. You've been playing hard all day against some of the best teams in the state. And, you know, you're still able to keep that communication strong. You're still able to keep up that synergy and get those very difficult goals. Is really just a testament to their abilities and, you know, their stamina as players.
Yeah, and I mean, 3 best-of-7s, like you were mentioning, it definitely, you have to have the stamina for these games. You know, it sounds maybe a little counterintuitive. Obviously, you know, it's not the same kind of stamina that you need, like if you're playing, you know, as you would think for traditional sports, but still, these players will get tired after that many games. You know, after you've been going for that long, you know, the mental fortitude that is required to continue to play at your peak, you know, in these kinds of matches is what is going to require to, you know, pull out the victory.
And we see Apple with a wide open goal, but a little bit high on that shot is not going to make it in. But a phenomenal touch. Just that little bit of wonkiness on the physics of Rocket League, and it just messes with him.
Bit of an awkward touch there from Tab. A bit of a dangerous spot now for this ball. Looks like it is going to be cleared out by Frog.
And Shaka missing as Apple plays with that aerial. And Kiwi just out of position as the ball moves into a dangerous spot. But we see Apple again coming in with a huge save to protect that goal. Kiwi in a great spot as Dr. Kidneystone makes a bit of an attempt to set up a play, but nothing quite coming from it yet as we see WBHS able to clear that ball away. A huge hit by Apple, but just not quite in a big direction.
That's so unfortunate. That's a couple of opportunities now we've seen, just barely, you know, small adjustment could have made the difference there between a goal and not even a shot on goal. So.
And 1 minute remaining, and that is a big goal for Dr. Kidneystone, who has just been sniping across the map all day.
Yeah, he's been doing that all day, man. That's from the same spot, man. That is his pocket right there. This time off the ceiling.
And we see Manko just slightly out of position on what could have been a phenomenal save. Now, 50 seconds remaining. WBHS has to score twice to force an overtime. But, you know, that's entirely possible. They just have to be...
Wow.
And that's going to be a third goal coming out to the side of Tab, this time from Frog Trash. who, again, almost across the map to make it in.
Wow. Not even, like, no one really even in the goal there for WBHS to even attempt to try and deflect. That, you know, Frog just knows that angle, man. You can tell he's ran it so many times. He knows that he can score from that position. Great shot on goal from him. Dr. Kidney off the top. Was looking for the self-assist there. Not quite going to be able to. Is going to be stopped. And a bit awkward here, actually. Shaka, I think, a little low on boost. This could be a good center. A bit over the top, though. It was a little high.
And Frog able to get into a great defensive position as the ball gets cleared. And we see Kiwi up in the air. And a bit of an awkward touch there. Not quite. But that ball is going to go right in to get the first points of the game for WBHS. And that's a great starting point. Even though, you know, you're down 2 scores, 15 seconds remaining, maybe you don't win this game. Getting that score puts you in a great place to start the next one, you know?
Yeah.
Because, again, this game is just all about momentum. Carry your momentum over to the next game if it's with you. And just make those big plays when you can. 10 seconds remaining. We're going to see, you know, both sides trying to regain control of that momentum in the case of Tab, or trying to keep that momentum moving inside of WBHS. And that is a pretty big dead ball period as Shaka pushes it forward, but nothing from it as the ball hits the ground, with Tab pulling off their first win in this VHSL Championship Series. And I know they've got to be excited, you know, to get here to the big game, to the championship is incredibly exciting. To win the first game of this championship series, that's a whole nother beast, and they have got to be so happy right now going into this up 1-0 against WBHS, who, of course, is a phenomenal team, who has just absolutely amazed everyone all day today.
Yeah, and I think even though they do take that first game 3-1, you know, that one goal is very important from WBHS towards the end of that first game, because, you know, like you were saying, it's not even necessarily so much like that they've gotten a ton of momentum going in their favor, but it's just the confidence, you know, rebuilding here. Obviously, these players have had a bit of a break now since their last game, you know, as we had the award ceremony for Smash. So it's just, you know, it's them getting back, you know, warmed up, basically. Obviously, they had a bit of time to warm up before their game. Wow, what a placement from Apple. And this is what I'm talking about, man. This is the opportunity now for them to really turn it around. That angle was insane from Apple. Look at that shot, man. That was, you couldn't have placed it any better off the right upright. And I mean, that's just an incredible shot from him. We saw a couple of very near misses from him. You know, a couple of them were just missed touches, but even a couple of his shots that he had in that first game, it goes a little different. Could have seen a closer scoreline.
And of course, we see Frog Trash with a great shot on target, but it was reflected. And now Dr. Kidneyston getting a great goal there, and just off of a huge aerial. And that's how quickly this momentum can change. But, you know, again, these teams are tied here 1-1 with a little over 30 seconds having progressed in this matchup. So WBHS and Tab are both kind of looking to see how they can turn this game in their favor, you know. This is a huge opportunity for WBHS to kind of win a game and tie up the score, and hopefully for them set the momentum in their favor. And Tab has got to be wanting to set the tone early and make sure that they pound this in with a 2-0 to lead.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous spot for the ball to be, but now the counterattack here from WBHS. Only Kiwi in the back to defend. That's a little... Okay, Apple was there for the deflect. That would have gone a little high anyways, but you don't want to let the ball bounce off back into... You know, that's a perfectly centered ball if he does not deflect that out and clear it.
But we're seeing a lot of play on that ball right there. Both teams really fighting over it towards that midfield, as we're seeing a bit of rotation in on the attack by WBHS. Moving the ball forward. Apple in a great position. He starts to center. Dr. Kidneyston is there. And it looks like the ball is able to get cleared away. Not quite sure by who, as there was a lot of touches on it. But a huge move by Tab. Dr. Kidneyston with a huge shot from the aerial. But it looked like Mango was there. And Mango's back in position on the defense. Apple moving up, but Frog trying to center the ball. Kiwi in defense. Dangerous spot. Mango moves the ball away from the goal. And the ball is in a huge position here. Apple able to move the ball away as Frog sets to center it.
That's just going to go in.
And a huge defense by Mango. What a save.
Wow, I was for sure that was going in, but it doesn't matter. This pressure from Tab, man, they're keeping it up. You can see, even if it goes past the center with one side, they're just hitting. Look, they've got this perfectly down, man. They send it back, you know, through the center from the left. If no one is able to clear it, you know, obviously the first reaction from this WBH squad is to try and clear it out to the side, you know, away from the center of the, you know, in front of the goal. And they're just there. They're always ready to hit it back, center it back up for their team to try again. And eventually, right, you're going to score. If you keep this ball in a good position like that, it's only a matter of time before one of those shots is going to go in. It's going to find its target. So Tab doing a really good job keeping that pressure up. That's a long shot. That's just going in. So that's going to even up, actually. Bit of a, you know, bit of a freebie there for Apple. Looked like just an awkward challenge from Frog. Yeah.
And that's just a beautiful shot. I mean, that's phenomenal skill because it did look like Tab was able to get a little bit of a touch on the ball, but Apple's still able to correct for that and make the shot off of it was phenomenal. But a wide open goal gives Dr. Kidneyston an easy goal as he just pounds it in, not even a couple seconds after after WBHS scores a goal. This is a back and forth match today.
Yeah, just a light tap over the defender and basically an open goal in front of him. Beautifully played.
And I mean, that's just so much skill by Dr. Kidneyston to make that play, because I'm sure that the WBHS player was not expecting that just a little bit of motion to push the ball into a scoring position. And that's just very heads up.
Yeah.
And oh, so close to the goal.
They're looking, but the defense is there from Tab. They're going to get it out. Kiwi looking, but actually over the top. Dangerous spot for it to be. And that was not the greatest clear either. Ball is still very much alive. Shaka going to look for it.
And he's going to find it as the defense converges, but not quite able to get a save.
This is what I'm talking about, man. You can see it doesn't need a lot of power on that ball. Defense is scrambling here and actually, you know, ends up sort of hurting themselves more than anything. And that's going to extend the lead here by 2. Less than 2 minutes on the clock to go.
And WBHS has got to be looking for a goal here. And they're so close. Apple just barely missing it. Mango barely missing it. Kiwi with a great center. But nothing quite coming from it. And a huge demolition coming out by Kiwi onto Dr. Kidneyston gives WBHS a slight advantage for a couple seconds as they're able to get themselves in position. Dr. Kidneystone on the defensive as he starts to clear that ball. And we see Kiwi moving the ball forward, but Shaka able to put the ball towards a scoring position. Ball just off the upright is going to prevent a score from coming out. And a high shot by Mango means no goal from him. Kiwi trying to set the ball into position.
That looked like a bit of an error, actually, from WBHS. The demo came in perfect timing. The only player back enough to be able to defend that shot, but they flicked it over. You know, it bounced off just above the goal. So that's a bit unfortunate there for WBHS. Definitely was a good opportunity to try and score, but they're keeping this attack up. Another great demo from Apple. Unfortunately, Shaka with the breakaway down mid. Great defense by Mango. They're going to look for this counterattack now.
And 45 seconds remaining in the match means WBHS has got to be on the offensive, up-tempo attack and try to get in. As Shaka sets up in front of their goal, we see Mango coming in with a huge defense. Apple with the breakaway down the field. A big setup and a big hit in by Kiwi. That is going to bring the score to 4-3. WBHS only down by 1 goal now. If they want to force this to overtime, they have 25 seconds to do so.
And this is definitely enough time to make something happen here.
This has been a very fast-paced game. Neither team needing really a lot of time to score, so they've got every opportunity here to bring it in. And, of course, huge start off on the offensive, even though Tab is able to get a pretty strong defense mounted. We see Shaka with a huge shot on goal. Mango not quite in position, but it does not go in. 9 seconds remaining, and WBHS looking to score another goal here quickly. But we see Dr. Kidneystone on a big attack, and that is going to be a grounding by Shaka to end this second map.
Yeah, over the top from Shaka again. Just some great plays out of, honestly, the entire Tab squad. I was really impressed from what I saw. And I think just in terms of consistency, you have to give it to them, man. I mean, they've further, especially at the beginning of that game, constantly keeping the ball in front of WBHS's goal. And I think it's going to be really hard as them to try and find advantages in these games if they're not able to consistently set up these opportunities. You know, we saw a couple of really good plays out from them. They were able to get 2 goals, but one of those goals, or sorry, they were able to get 3 in that game, but one of them was kind of a bit of a fluke, you know, off of a bad touch. And I think that in terms of the ones that they really, really had a good handle on, and it was really just 2. And I think you have to be able to set yourself up to make more plays. You know, if you're playing defense the entire game and you're able to get, you know, 1 or 2 breakaway kind of type goals, it's just not going to be enough in the end. Because playing defense for the entire 5 minutes is just not going to work out. So Tab now up 2-0 over WBHS, and they only need 2 more to go.
Yeah, this is a best of 7 format, so both teams needing a couple more wins. Of course, WBHS needing to pull off 4 wins, where Tab only needs 2. But a big attack early by WBHS is going to put Tab in the danger zone, but they are able to get that clear off.
Yeah, but that was a dangerous spot to put that ball. You saw a couple of Tab players nearly able to capitalize on that center from the WBHS player. I believe it was Kiwi, I'm pretty sure. And again, this attack is just coming in so fierce. Shaka, not quite the touch I think he was looking for on that ball, but a demo from Kidney Stone might keep the pressure going. Although 2 players falling back, plunged their boost from Tab. They're taking their time on this assault. They don't need to rush it.
And we see Apple with a bit of a setup as Shaka takes the ball back, and Dr. Kidneystone able to score to bring this to a 1-0 with 4 minutes 13 remaining. A very offense-heavy matchup today, WBHS versus Tab. Both teams really trying to play more aggressively and rack that score up. So we'll see if WBHS is able to kind of regain control of that momentum and tempo and force the ball towards the Tab side. And a big hit by WBHS is going to move that ball forward. But Dr. Kidneystone was there, and it looks like Frog is going to be setting itself up. The ball in a really dangerous position, but Apple able to clear. But again, another huge setup by Dr. Kidneystone as Shaka comes barreling in. Dr. Kidneystone with a huge shot on target, and Shaka moving in to try to capitalize, but nothing coming from it as a huge defensive effort comes out. Mango in position, but Frog is going to get a goal off of it to bring it to 2-0.
And this is what I mean, man. Look at how they're not clearing it well enough. You know, they're playing with it in the corner and allowing another opportunity to center it up. They're always going to have that player ready from Tab to try and capitalize on those centers. And this is the kind of thing that we were mentioning. You know, if they don't, you know, do a good job of getting it out of there and keeping possession, you know, if you're just going to send it to the side, Tab is just going to continue to look for these opportunities.
Well, I'll tell you, Rocket League is always viewed as a bit of a soccer game, and that's a certainly fair comparison, but it does pull things from other sports. And that rebound that we're seeing, that rebound strategy we're seeing from Tab is certainly something they've pulled from basketball particularly. You know, set yourself up, set your teammate up. And, of course, we see a great WBHS score come out to make this a 2-1 game with 3 minutes 22 seconds remaining. WBHS showing they're not close to out of this matchup at all as they pull out a very quick goal.
Yeah, that's the kind of tempo that we need to see from them. I like that they're able to get that, you know, that goal back snappy. But again, when you're down goals, you really need to make sure you're being efficient with your time. If you're just letting Tab again control the entire map or the entire field and have all these opportunities, you know, getting a quick goal like that is not going to do you much good if you can't control the ball. And that was very strange. I think it was just because I didn't even see Kidney Stone. Came out of nowhere there. Oh no, yeah, okay, he did get a touch on. I was about to say. Kind of blended in a little bit with the background, but again, that's just a very fast goal off the kickoff there, and that lead, or you know, that lead that Tab had before is right back to 2. You know, they're up 2. So,
and of course, that's a very safe position to be in here in Rocket League. Being up by 2 puts you in a great spot to continue.
That's
on
a goal.
As
Oh
Dr.
my goodness.
Kidneystone makes that a 3-goal lead with just a great bit of a kick to the corner.
I'm not sure what Apple was doing there. Like, I would assume he was out of boost. He was hoping for a teammate to come. Not sure if there's a miscommunication, but just dancing with it in that position. I mean, Kidney Stone's going to take that every day of the week. Okay, that was a little strange. Interesting
play, but a good goal for WBHS off of it. Dr. Kidneystone and Frog Trash both missing a little bit as a huge hit from Mango glides its way in.
And hey, if you're WBHS, you'll take that. But this is, you know, when in terms of getting goals like that, it's great, especially if it's a close game. But when you're down 3, now down 2, you have to make something happen. You can't let Tab just control the pace of this entire game. still got plenty of time to work with here. 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Oh, and that was nearly a goal from Dr. Kidneyston.
And you always gotta keep your head in this game, because things like that do happen occasionally, where it's just kind of a weird shot where you feel a little bit tabbed out and you're not able to get it. But then we see Dr. Kidneystone able to recover and bring that back to a 3 lead for them, bringing 5-2.
And again, just wide open goal, man. I'm not sure what's going on. Nearly a save there by Apple, but I mean, it's just looking rough, man. I feel like the communication definitely not going as they have been playing all day. I mean, we did see them have a pretty impressive performance earlier on today in the reverse sweep, but they're gonna have to start pulling some stops out if Tab gets this game. It looks like they're just gonna get another freebie straight down the center of the field, no one back to defend. Yeah, and just an awkward pass from Kiwi there. Frog ready to intercept, finds the angle, and it's again just walks it right in essentially. I was just gonna say that if Tab gets this one, which is looking very likely, up 4 right now, that's they're at match point. So
yeah,
really got to be careful. Try and start getting some of these goals back. Oh, and that's so unfortunate. Was going a little bit too slow for it to just glide in. It was perfect, perfectly placed, but I think the deflect was gonna come in regardless.
And we see again Tab just able to control the tempo here, able to move the ball forward and keep it towards the WBHS side of the field. And as long as they're doing that, they're going to continue to succeed and just continue to score goals. So we see Dr. Kidneystone here with a great setup, but Mango in position to hit it out of the way. But, Shaka then back into the backfield, able to make a play and push the ball forward again. And that's just that tempo control is definitely coming to Tab. WBHS not quite able to get, as we see a couple whiffed shots as Shaka moves the ball downfield, and that is just going to glide in.
Yeah.
A wide open goal.
And that was just off a deflect. Look right here. Apple goes for the shot. Shaka is like, no thanks. I'll take it instead. Again, just all the way across. That one even a bit of a floater. Not even, not a ton of velocity behind that ball. You don't need it. No one's back there ready to receive from WBHS. All 3 on the offense there for that play. And extending the lead now to 5. Only a minute left on the clock. This is kind of looking like that game that we were spectating earlier. Final game of the series, Tab versus
Yorktown, I believe.
No, the second series against Tallwood. Yeah. That final game was like a 6-0 at the end, and Tab just started to run away with it. And this is the danger of the momentum in this game, man. Right? You get a lead like this. You have to imagine that their confidence is going to be an all-time high going into their possibly final game of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, a great opportunity for them. You've got to be feeling really good. And, of course, it's just going to set your momentum up well. And Tab has played very well has felt very comfortable in match point positions where they're ahead. Just, let the game happen and, don't sweat the little things. And we see another great goal by Dr. Kidneystone as they continue their juicing of this WBHS lineup.
Yeah, and I've been very impressed by Dr. Kidneystone in this series in particular. He had some great moments earlier on in the day, but it was definitely Shaka who was the star early on, and Dr. Kidneystone was more of like the setup for him in a lot of senses. But now it's almost reversed the roles. Now it's almost like Shaka is now setting up a lot more for Dr. Kidneystone. He's just he just doesn't seem to be missing right now.
And I mean, that's a credit to the versatility of their team. It's one thing to have an absolute star on your team, and it's another to have, a full team of stars. And to be able to kind of swap in and out in such a high-stakes competition.
And that's in.
To have another goal for Dr. Kidneystone, who is just having a banner game right now. He's gonna be saving this one to his VOD files.
He steals that one a little bit, too. He didn't need to touch it, but he steals it from Frog. The tragedy. That's got to be what, like 5 goals in that game for Dr. Kidneystone or more. Maybe he had like 6, and that's just an insane game from him. And
6 goals, 6 goals for Dr. Kidneystone.
Yeah, and the entire Tab squad. I mean, just an incredible game, and yeah, they're on match point right now. That last game.
Actually, 6 goals, 6 shots on target, 3 saves. Dr. Kidneystone putting up numbers today.
Yeah.
That is a scoreboard that you save and probably put up as like your Twitter background.
Yeah, very, very impressive stuff out of him. And like I said, the momentum, man, is now, I mean, it was already, you know, in Tab's favor, right? They take the first 2 games, even though they were in a bit closer fashion. But after that third one, man, if you're WBHS, you have to, you know, start to pull the magic out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gotta start to happen in this next game. Otherwise, it's just going to be a clean sweep here for Tab. We're getting right into it. No wait at all on this 4th match, or 4th game of the series.
And we see Apple with a very strong attack coming out to try to center Frog Trash right there to push it away. As we see Kiwi in the backfield, hoping to put it in position. Frog Trash whiffing a little bit as Shaka moves into position. Dr. Kidney Stone with a huge setup, but not quite anyone there to make a play off of it. Apple pushing the ball away to start to clear it. And he's going to make a shot on goal.
Nice.
And a great shot by Kiwi into the corner is going to put them up 1-0 with 4 minutes 34 remaining.
And the patience on this play. Watch Apple as he gets the ball here. He takes his time, sets it up for Kiwi, who's going to redirect it because he sees the momentum of the player from Tab already moving to the right corner. He knows he's just got to give it a little tap, redirect it to the left. And nice first goal off the bat. That's going to get the confidence going here for WBHS.
Yeah, and we see Shaka here, again, moving the ball forward, hoping to center it a little bit more. Frog Trash, a bit of a shot, but nothing from it. And Dr. Kidney Stone with a huge shot on goal, but hits the cross beam to not quite go
Double
in.
demo by Shaka.
And that's huge. That's a big moment for this team, but not quite able to capitalize as his shot goes just wide. But he's setting up his play for his teammate. Dr. Kidney Stone not quite able to get there as we see a heroic defense come out from Apple.
But this is that relentless attack that we were talking about earlier from Tab. They're not willing to let it go. Just going to consistently be sending it straight to the center. Just no one there to follow up.
Yeah, they're just really ruthless on that attack. They keep the ball moving forward. They keep it on your side of the field, and they're just going to keep getting in your face, getting up close and personal, and that ball is going to find its way in, whether that's from some ridiculous long shot, off some double banked shot, off of, you know, just this really slick corner shot, and Mango in the defense.
My goodness.
It's just a brutal way to play, and it's really difficult to defend you because you have to be on that same tempo. You have to be on that same constant upkeep, but you're constantly reactive versus the proactive side here on offense, which is what Tab is doing a great job of. Just taking control as they set the ball up time and time again. Mango with another save as Dr. Kidney Stone takes another shot on goal. Shaka in the backfield to play defense as Mango begins an attack. And a huge center, but Dr. Kidney Stone there with the save. And Apple trying to do the same for his own team. And Dr. Kidney Stone pushing in on the attack, but Kiwi was there to deflect it. And Mango moving the ball forward. But Frog Trash with a big hit. And Apple just there to save it. That ball was going to go in had Apple not gotten that critical hit on it. And just off the crossbar for Dr. Kidney Stone.
Still, though, you can see consistently. I mean, look at how many opportunities they have here. You know, they're consistently getting shots or centers close to goal. They're not wanting to give up anything here.
And that's a big hit by Shaka, but just off to the side. And Apple trying to clear it free as Frog Trash comes in with a critical aerial. And he's going to be looking to center that as Dr. Kidney Stone slams it in for another one to tie the score up with 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
And I don't understand this, man. Look at the positioning from Mango and Kiwi. They opt to just stand there and trying to deflect instead of to go for that ball. They had plenty of time, you know, but they sort of get caught flat there. I'm not sure why, you know, they don't go for that challenge, or at least one of them does. They don't need both of them, you know, standing in front of the goal there, but...
And we see a huge open goal shot from Mango, who just slams it in, and that is going to bring WBHS back into the lead.
Yeah, nice control from him. You see that challenge whiff there by Dr. Kidney Stone. That was just great control as well from Mango. You know, he weaves it perfectly through, and no real opportunity either for the Tab defender to even get in front of that.
Though, you know, this has been pretty par for the course so far for Tab has been bring yourself up to match point and then drop a couple games before you win it. So we'll see if they're able to keep that streak going. But, you know, WBHS, of course, hopefully swapping things up a little bit, and we're seeing a little bit more on the attack from them, able to get a little bit more setups for these beautiful goals that they've made, and they're just playing around the outside of this goal right now as Dr. Kidney Stone plays defense for Tab.
Yeah, and this time you can see the switch up here, man, from WBHS. Like, they're really putting on the pressure more on Tab as opposed to just being Tab, you know, on their side of the field the entire game. Really feel like there's a much bigger difference in this game.
And a big center, but rejected by Frog Trash, I believe, to protect that Tab goal as Mango tries to find something, but just a little bit behind the ball, not quite able to find it. Kiwi moving into position. Shaka with a huge hit to clear it out before Kiwi could make that play. 1 minute remaining, and WBHS is still in the lead. They can't let off the gas as Dr. Kidney Stone scores to tie it up.
And that's a disaster there for WBHS, because keep in mind, this is match point for Tab. They need to, you know, they need to take this game away cleanly to keep the series alive for them. And now tied up 2-2, minute left on the clock here. You know, we could be looking at an overtime, but even overtime is scary, man. You really wanted to just kind of close it out here, maybe get 1 or 2 more goals to seal the deal.
And we're seeing some big hits coming out by this WBHS team as they try to set themselves up. Kiwi with a great shot, but Dr. Kidney Stone is there, and nobody from WBHS able to rebound as Frog Trash takes control. Dr. Kidney Stone moving the ball down the field, and a big setup, and it is not going to go in as a huge defense is mounted by Kiwi, who just is able to knock it out barely. They start, WBHS starting their own attack with less than 20 seconds remaining. Both teams desperate to get a goal and prevent overtime, but it is looking like that might happen. And we see Apple forcing it forward. 7 seconds remaining. Big hit by Dr. Kidney Stone.
So dangerous here for WBHS. Ball right over the center. It is going to go down. If someone had been there to capitalize, that would have been it. So we are going to OT. I'm shocked that that initial goal didn't go in.
And a big hit by Mango is going to finish this game in 5 seconds of overtime. And that is going to give WBHS their first win in this series.
Yeah, just a bit of a interesting touch there from Frog, but that was a great hit from WBHS. They are going to pick up their first game of this best of 7. Going to start to try and battle back here. So currently Tab up 3-1. Still on match point here, but we did see them earlier, like we were mentioning, man. Tab going up 3-0, like we're seeing again here today on their first series of the day against Yorktown, and then dropping 3 games in a very close Game 7. So really anything is possible here. Once WBHS gets the momentum rolling, could definitely swing back in their favor. I mean, we've got, you know, stacked rosters here on both teams. Definitely anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, this is a phenomenal lineup we see from both sides. We've got the whole fruit salad medley here on WBHS, and of course we have the people we've been watching all day just do phenomenal things in this game for Tab. So it could go either way, and just both teams looking to get control of that momentum, get control of the tempo. And we see a little bit of early control coming out by WBHS, who centers the ball in a dangerous position, but Shaka able to reflect it. As we see a lot of misses over the midfield, the ball moving back towards the WBHS side. And Mango able to get the ball moving a little bit away. But Frog Trash with a huge hit is going to send it back towards Kiwi, who is moving the ball forward now as Dr. Kidney Stone starts to clear it. Apple with a big aerial, but 2 players both going towards that defense could have left them a little bit exposed. And Apple coming from inside the goal to stop that one.
Yeah, and good communication here as well from Tab. You can see them looking to set up these plays. Demo's going to come out from Mango, though. That's going to alleviate some of this pressure. Oh, and actually a bit of a rough touch there. Shaka is back up now, but this might be the offense that WBHS was looking for. Flip it around. Actually, great control, though, from Shaka.
And we see Kiwi moving the ball towards a bit of a centering position, but almost working out against them as a bit of a hit gets missed by Tab. And Mango looking to clear what was a great setup by Frog.
Oh, this is a dangerous spot. Okay, nice clear by Apple. Dr. Kidney Stone just going to hold on to this ball.
And juke out Apple a little bit in the process there. As we see Mango with that, playing with it in the air. And
Wasn't
that's
able
a
to get
very
the clear.
dangerous spot as Shaka slams one in the goal.
And this is so awkward for Mango, man. You can see what he's trying to do. He wants to shepherd it out to that left corner, but just not able to get a good, like a solid enough touch on it. ends up sort of floundering around in the air there right in front of the goal, and that's exactly what we were mentioning. You cannot have that happen. You know, both of these teams are far too good to allow opportunities like that to, you know, pass them up at least every time. Eventually you're going to have a whoopsie like that, and it's going to cost you a goal, which could cost you the game, which could cost you the series, and you really don't want that to be the way you lose.
And of course, WBHS looking to score a goal of their own here to match Tab's earlier goal.
Oh.
And not quite able to get a huge offense started yet, but a big hit by Apple and a shot by Kiwi. And that is just a perfect setup and reversal. You know, we see Apple puts it into a great position, and Kiwi has a lot of options there to just react to Shaka. Whatever Shaka does, he is just going to move to do the opposite. He saw Shaka was low, he went high. If Shaka had pushed a little bit further to the left, he was going to drop that ball to the right, and it was going to be an easy goal for him. And that's just great teamwork and communication. They knew that goal was open and only defended by Shaka, and they capitalized. And I'm barely a miss by Shaka.
That was almost a mirror play there by Tab, showing that they've got tricks up their sleeves as well. But now all three back on the defense. Danger for them. This is a great opportunity for WBHS to get the early lead.
Shaka with a huge clear, but Mango with a shot on goal, and it is going to go in as Dr. Kidneystone just can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, and that was a great angle there from Mango as well. I mean, just look at this. He punishes this miscommunication. Look, Trash and Shaka, not sure what they want to do with it there. Bit of hesitation, and Mango jumps on it right away. Not wasting any time, so that's going to get the, you know, that they're going to be up now for, I believe, you know, they've been playing on the back foot a lot this series. So it's definitely a good feeling to have that goal buffer. Like to maybe get one or two more, extend your lead a bit, but
not going to, as Frog Trash scores a great goal from a setup by Shaka. And of course, that's just Tab always on the offense. You know, they did not give WBHS even a second to congratulate themselves on that goal. They were already in position and already moving forward, and that's exactly how they've kept themselves doing so well this entire tournament.
Yeah, and the intensity of this match, especially, you can tell from the semifinal games earlier and the quarterfinals games, the intensity has just been turned up to 11, man. Like, both these teams are just swinging nonstop, especially in this game. You know, now that WBHS has breathed some life into this team, you know, they've got their first game under their belt. They're in a decent position to try and, you know, continue the streak, but Frog Trash with the third of the game for Tab, and now Tab is starting to pull ahead. A minute 40 on the clock. You have to be careful if you're WBHS here.
Yeah, this is a very difficult spot for WBHS to be in. Of course, Tab going to be going on as much of an offense as possible, so WBHS has to work on their reaction. They have to counter it themselves, and the best way to do that is they've got to get that ball back onto the Tab side of the field. They've got to gain control. Kiwi with a huge demolition. But we see Frog Trash with a great shot on goal, just not able to capitalize off of it due to the demolition on Dr. Kidneystone. Mango with a huge shot downfield. Apple able to assist him a little bit as Dr. Kidneystone tries to gain control of the ball. And Kiwi just not able to fly up fast enough to get a hit on it.
Yeah, another great shot from Frog Trash on goal, but just a little bit too high. Now this ball bouncing back and forth a little bit around the center field. Gonna be down now on the Tab side, but yeah, it gets cleared out pretty nicely. Actually, Apple trying to stop it from getting cleared too far actually helps it go a little bit further. Oh, Frog Trash, great challenge on the ball. This is gonna get centered up. He's in position to look for a shot. Oh, bit of a whiff from him. Unfortunate, but still scrambling a little bit here. And a whiff. Okay, it should be cleared though by Kiwi. Yeah, actually gets it over Frog as well. But still being contested. Great center.
And Kiwi with a huge defense there as Frog tries to center it again. 20 seconds remaining. And Tab playing with the clock as much as they are trying to get a goal. You know, 15 seconds left. This is getting down to the wire. WBHS needs to score in the next 10 seconds if they want to stay alive. This is match point. 5 seconds remaining and not anywhere near the Tab goal. 2 seconds. And we're in the dead ball period. And that is going to drop it. And that is going to be Tab's win of this Virginia High School League championship. They're now the Rocket League champions of the state of Virginia high schools. Yeah,
and I was about to say, I was expecting to hear quite a bit more of a cheer out from the players on the desk. We've been hearing them getting hyped up every time they score a goal. I was expecting to hear quite the uproar after that victory, but all smiles from them, and they're shaking the hands of WHS players right now. Some good sportsmanship coming out from them, and
well, you got to give them a little
yeah.
bit of credit. They were able to finish it off. They're okay being tired now. They just won. They're champions of Virginia. You're okay not celebrating it right now. If you want to just take a bit of a breather and say, okay, that was a very close setup, a very close series between two phenomenal teams.
Well, and I think it's one of those moments too where the realization hadn't quite hit them yet that they're like, wait a second, that's it. They weren't expecting to win in that fashion, and 4-1, very dominant victory. I mean, I'll be honest, after how we've seen them play all day, I'm not at all surprised. We didn't get to see a ton of WBHS play, but I mean, Tab has just looked phenomenal all day. Had a bit of a rocky start in that first series, but managed to pull through all the way, and in that last one as well against Tallwood. I mean, they were looking stronger and stronger throughout the day. So.
And I got to give a credit to all of our Rocket League teams that did compete today.
Yeah.
I heard there were multiple games that went to 7. We had some very close matchups from some phenomenal teams who, of course, I'm hoping to see next year in this same tournament.
Yeah.
And this is, just phenomenal gameplay in this Rocket League tournaments that all of these teams have shown. And I'm just really glad to have been a part of it. And again, congratulations to the Tab Tigers for their championship. That's got to mean so much to them, their families, their fans, and their classmates.
Yeah, and very shortly we will be sending it down to the stage for the award ceremony. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be presenting the trophies to Tab, who are the Virginia Rocket League champions. But in the meantime, I was going to mention as well that we actually are pretty lucky here today. This tournament, we've had a lot of very close games across, not just Rocket League, like you were mentioning, lots of Game 7s that we went to today, but also Smash has had a bunch of very close series, and from what I've heard, the league games as well have been going to going the distance for the most part as well. So that's definitely exciting as well. And even though Rocket League action is done for today, we do still have the League of Legends finals shortly after the award ceremony for Rocket League. So definitely don't go anywhere. We will be having the award ceremony very shortly for Rocket League. Stay tuned.